I've been stacking millions, feeding my whole family. Shout out to the fans and the ones who made me. From the Pleiades, learning is the race. Yeah, I came to this earth to bring love, light, and healing. I came up from nothing, now I have everything. I'm living proof you can do anything you dream. Mama Mercedes.
Welcome everybody to Crypto Angles podcast number, what is it, 49? Number 49. Welcome. Anyway, obviously, if you do not know, crypto has reached some interesting highs. Bitcoin moved up. We had our full moon here, and it moved up. I anticipated like a little weakness, a little retracement, and then possibly that Leo energy to push it up. But we had our bottom here, and that Leo energy definitely pushed it up with that Leo full moon. But we're going to get into the charts and why I see that this is an amazing time to prepare and get ready. Probably not the best time to put in, especially for Bitcoin, but welcome everybody. As I said, this is Crypto Angles podcast number 49. My name is Kelita Sahliah. I'm a mother, a real angel, and of course I dabble in crypto because this is why we're here. So I use astrology in combination or in synchronization with the crypto market, and this is astrology of the sky. So we use wrong month we use the visible sky over here, so it's not mainstream tropical astrology. We use the actual sky. So for those who are new, we usually look into the astrological story and then the technical analysis for Bitcoin, XRP, and the DXY. I was asked to go over flare as well, so we're going to do that. Sometimes we will look at some connections that's happening on the world stage using GEMATRIA, but for this video, again, as the last one, I don't really feel it, so we're not going to do it. We're going to look at the astrological story and then get into the charts. So as I mentioned before in my previous videos, I was like, this Leo full moon we could potentially see a spring in the market, because Leo being a fire sign. But then I thought this spring, if a spring does happen, the Leo energy may push it up quite quickly, hence why it could have been a spring. However, the market's done a little something different, so that's just telling me we may have, especially when it comes to Bitcoin, which of course then brings the rest of the market with it, we may have a quite nice correction coming in March. So that's going to be interesting, because the way Bitcoin has moved isn't the most healthiest. So it's telling me that a correction coming would be healthy for long-term market structure, basically. So but let's get into the astrological story of this cycle. Are we here going into the 7th? Yeah, so from the 3rd to the 7th, and look people, we're getting this cycle, we're getting our 3, 6, 9 the exact same days apart. So I feel this this is just interesting. It's interesting. I'm seeing a lot of liquidity, a lot of volatility within the markets coming up now. Why? Because mainly because of Mercury going into Pisces. But look, we're shifting now from our full moon, where price found its bottom. We're shifting energies into the new moon. Okay, so that's potentially the direction of the market right now. It will be finding its resistance. So price may be hovering round about where it is until its resistance is cleared up. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing. And then we're also getting Mercury going into Pisces. Now Mercury is one of the luminaries that I pay most attention to, because it fuels money anyway. And do let me know if the sound and volume is a little bit better, because I've had some comments saying bad audio and audio bad. So hopefully this is a bit better. um, but anyway, Mercury is all about money and energy exchange. So, and you know, though I'm not monetized, this video may not even be monetized because I played the song at the beginning, but I like the song, so I say it sometimes. But Mercury is all about energy exchange and monetary exchange as well. It fuels all money, crypto, blah blah blah. That's what Mercury fuels. So it's in Pisces. Now Pisces is water based. I did this on my energy update as well, but Pisces represents pretty much that rebirth because it's water. Because it is water, excuse me, it's getting ready to go into Pisces, get rebirthed through it to get ready to go around the zodiac wheel one more time, and again and again and again. So it's like, how it works is, because we are birthed through our mother's waters to enter into the realm, that's what happens with the zodiac wheel over and over and over again with all of the luminaries. They have this, they go around the zodiac wheel, collate all the data, all the experiences that it needs, then it goes into the waters to get rebirthed so it can operate on an expanded or a different bandwidth of frequency. So that's what Mercury, our money, is doing right now when it comes to crypto. So this is why I'm seeing volatility. I'm seeing that crypto is definitely getting ready now to make its moves to make its moves, and the little moves it's done now is nothing compared to what it's going to do throughout 2024 and especially in 2025. So do make sure you stick around, as this new calendar we've got goes all the way to 2025. So I hope you're going to follow me on this journey and we'll see how it goes. So this is the last calendar of this month is the last month of this calendar, and we'll begin the new one in April. So exciting. So anyway, and the fact that this is a water element and this is air, imagine you've got like water, and the air element can either make it calm or make it very volatile. It can push the waters and so on. So I am seeing, when it comes to the crypto market, as I says, it's ready to go through its rebirth. It's ready to be operating on the bandwidth and like acting what it's meant to be doing. You know, it hasn't for a while. It's just been creating its structure after it went down. But I feel now it's getting ready. That's what I'm seeing with this Mercury in Pisces. And as we've had these movements in the market, price potentially making higher highs from not its all-time higher highs, but from its last like support and resistance levels, I'm seeing the extra volatility could be this. It could be dramatic, especially if noise happens on the world stage. But I feel, even if it may seem like it's dramatic or anything, price is just setting up its structure for continuation. So that's what I'm seeing, especially once price finds its resistance, and we'll talk about this more next Sunday. But when price finds its resistance, no, we'll speak about it now, because we are going to be in this energy 5 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, basically from Tuesday before we enter the 6 369. That's so cool. That doesn't happen so often. But anyway, we are in this new moon energy from Monday, and we're going to stay in it till 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, basically till the following cycle of price finding its resistance. But the moment it's found its resistance, it can pull it down. It is gonna be in Aquarius. What's this telling me? Especially because Venus is in Aquarius. It's fueled by Uranus, which can bring about an electric change in a situation for new to come in. So it's kind of like that tear down may not be the best initial thing, but it welcomes in the new. Like, it changes things around, so you just may have to adapt. Yeah, we may have to adapt. So it's kind of telling me when it finds its resistance and how low it pushes it down after finding its resistance within this cycle. It could happen from basically the 5th to the 16th of price, clearly finding its resistance and being rejected off that before it finds its support, its official support. So yeah. So this is why I'm definitely seeing volatility. It being Mercury being in Pisces, water element, a lot of volatility going on. We've also got Venus entering into Aquarius. So Venus does cover money as well, as it covers all of the material. So it's like it's within this Aquarian energy, just like the moon. So when it comes to money and how we're using our senses to exchange money and things of that nature, confirmation burp, it's like we're in that element for change to come about. So this may look like it's a nice structure in the market, because we need a retest. Looking at Bitcoin, we need that retest. So this is why I still feel this is semi like a bull trap. I do feel it's semi like a bull trap, meaning if you're seeing it go these highs, that's not the time to say, oh, I'm gonna buy now. No, it's a perfect time to observe it, see what it's doing, let it create its structure, but get ready to get in, especially if Bitcoin is something you'd like to get into. But of course, this is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. But however, because Bitcoin does pull the market, you could get in some things potentially, some altcoins that haven't moved yet, and benefit off that if you wanted. But of course, as Bitcoin goes up, when it's ready to retest, it will bring the rest of the altcoins down, still giving another opportunity. But I do feel this retest, though I thought it could have come in February, I feel this deeper correction will be sometime in March. If price just goes up, that's not healthy, and however far it goes up till, it's only going to be an even deeper correction. So this is why I feel it is a little bull trap, because especially if people get in at the top, they may feel like, let's just look at the charts now. If people get in at the top, they may feel like, oh, I just need to get in now. But just look at it, it's just gone up. It's just gone up. We've had a better retest here, but it's just floating on thin air. Okay, so I feel my intention with these videos is to give a deeper perspective, especially using the astrology. Oh, do grab it, by the way. It is this one that we're on right now is super cheap. You can still back test things if you'd like with this calendar, digital and physical copies. And then get our new one, people, and follow along, digital and physical as well. But I do feel that yeah, my intention with these videos ultimately is for those who stick around and get to it, to just not make as many mistakes as I made. Like, I've learnt my lessons when it comes to these things. I've been burnt at the top of certain things, and it's just like, I just want to reiterate to not FOMO, to definitely not FOMO. So yes, people, let's take a look anyway at what Bitcoin's done, because as I says, it's just floating in thin air, and if it just continues to go up, all it will do is have a deeper correction. So it's better if it tops out here. Like, I thought it could reach 54 when we were trading about here. I was like, okay, we could even tap into that 54, but it surpassed it, and it literally wicked up to 64. So that's interesting. But did it reach these highs? Let's just take a look at the analysis. So let's make it smaller. Come on, laptop. You've barely done anything today, fam. So these were our highs as Bitcoin tapped on to 67k. Didn't it wick? I think it wicked higher, but in terms of where price went to, because we're looking at the line chart, 67k, and that was back in 2021. Oh, it's been a few years. Wow. You know, when you just take a step back and look at the perspective of like, I've been following it this whole time and longer. It's quite interesting. Yeah. So anyway, it hasn't made a higher high. It hasn't passed its all-time highs, but it definitely went close to it, and it didn't pass this high neither. No, well, it did. It tapped up to 64, so it went close to this one. It did go quite close to this one because we're on the line and not the candle. But bear with me, my daughter. Are you okay? Oh, you forgot that. Okay, see you, darling.
Yeah.
Bye. So yeah, this is interesting. So just looking at the chart just like this before we take a deeper look into the candles, and we switched months, so we're going to look at the monthly candlestick. But looking at this, it just feels like it will be healthy to come back and at least test the outside of this parallel channel. That would be the most healthiest it does. So coming back down to that 44k. But there is still that possibility to come back and retest this if they really want to scare people out of it, because this is what happens. FOMO comes in, and then FOMO comes in when everyone's hyping it up. Loads of people are talking about it now. I don't know if it's mentioned a bit more mainstream just yet, but loads more people are talking about it, hyping it up, and then people fear of missing out, FOMO into the market round about the top. But just look at it, it's a motherfucking straight line. So all it really wants to do is retest it, because that would be a healthy market structure. Continuation, which many people who don't really understand technical analysis will just think, yes, it's just going up, but that would require a deeper correction at some unfortunate time. So it seems like we may be topping out here, but as I says, I'll be more focused on it as we get deeper into this new moon energy. For the clear resistance, but it does seem like this or around about here it could be. I just want to show you the moon phases. So as you can see, we had our full moon here. So when we were still in our full moon energy, there are times we get a full moon but come down a little bit lower and then go on up. So I had anticipated, with the full moon being in Leo, we could see a bit of weakness as it's a fire sign. And we did get a little touchdown, to be fair. But then because it is that I am energy, I was expecting quite a movement. But what it didn't go as down as I thought it would. I thought it could retest at least 46k. Yeah, 46, 47. Didn't quite do that. The lowest was 50. Was it 50? Yeah, the lowest was 50. But we did get that Leo energy pushing it up for sure. So that was interesting. Obviously we're theorizing all of this and testing the theory as we go along, cycle by cycle, with these energies. But the Leo energy, I have noticed, is quite positive. It is quite positive, even if there's a little bit of weakness, but on this occasion there wasn't. So as we get into the new moon energy anyway, it could appear around about here, and that could be our highs. But the question is, where will the next full moon appear? Will it appear higher? Will we just get the new moon here and the full moon here? Will it only retrace back to this zone? Again, I don't feel... Would that be the most healthiest if it comes down to here and then continues? We'll see. We'll see. We'll pull out the fibs and take a look. Or could we get a full moon round about here? we'll have to see. But I do feel a good retest personally would at least come back down to the outside of this parallel channel, because as you can see, we were trading in it and then we broke out, retested it, but went back below slightly. So I feel that could be the healthiest. But if there is a wick or a spring coming down to this last breakout zone, personally that would be even more healthy. But of course we don't know how low it's actually going to go. I do feel, as it has been 4 years since the scamdemic plandemic, it's another leap year when that happened as well. I'm just not going to be surprised, especially because we are now officially entering into the new year now, basically when the sun enters Pisces. So we're getting more of this volatility in the market that I'm seeing, this rebirth. It wouldn't surprise me in the new year, before the tax year begins in April. So before the official tax year begins, it would not surprise me at all if noise happens on the world stage, causing FUD in the market, causing that FUD after the FOMO. They just push people out one last time, distract them on the world stage with noise, so they're either just not seeing it, they're missing it, or they're too occupied to take action at the top if you were in it, or you're too preoccupied to take action when another opportunity presents itself, probably the last best opportunity, which I thought would have been in February, but it's been pushed back a little bit further. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing anyway with BTC. It just needs to retest, but also it's crypto, so if it don't want to, it may not. It may not want to. It's at the highs of the Bollinger Band. It's literally at the highs of the Bollinger Band. So again, coming down to even retest the lower side would be healthy if it does that. Let's take a look at our luminary moving averages. Ooh, see, look at that. They're all sloping up, which is amazing. And Uranus, this berry line, is getting ready to cross over. It's getting ready to cross over, so that's good. That's good, but then also, because it's super extended from these, price may come closer to it. So again, this is bringing me back to this 32 to 34k region, because even if price is to come back down, if there's a black swan on the world stage, it's just some noise, price could come down and get nice support off of these moving averages and retest a good breakout zone, a last breakout zone, while these begin to slope up and it finds it as support. Rest on it may get a little boring, and after people have fudded out of the market, may get boring for like nice continuation. So again, it's even extended from the 8. It's extended from the 8. Could it come back down and get support off of the 55 before the 200 with the SMAs? I get confused. This one's the EMAs. This one. So again, it's just following them quite nicely. It's not even, apart from coming back to touch it a bit more, they're not crossing over yet. So all interesting. Let's take a look at, let's just hide all these. I'll keep the luminaries on because I like the luminaries. I just would like to pull a fib. I would like to pull a fib. So I'm going to try both ways. I know I'm doing it on the line. I should probably do it on the candle, but that's fine. Interesting. So I'm sure round about here, I don't think I had the fibs on it then, because I still had Yeah, no, I didn't. This was January. I still had the free version of TradingView, but we leveled up. We leveled up. So I didn't see this, but it's like Bitcoin, as you can see, was at the 888, and green is like it's buy, bitch, buy. So and it basically done that. It just broke through the golden pocket. So it's kind of like even seeing that retest. I guess it did. It broke even through the 0.5 and retested it nicely, but it's kind of like something healthy would at least be coming back down to retest the 5 or the golden pocket, at least on this miniature fib pull. I'm gonna do it on the larger time frame. From, should we do this one? Oh, confirmation burp. Yes, we'll do this one. Look at this on the larger time frame. It retested that golden pocket nicely, the top of the golden pocket right there. Oh gosh, and obviously this was in January, so I didn't have this then. Seeing this would have been amazing to see. Even here, oof, even here, just like an amazing opportunity. But what is it doing now? Let's see where it is on the opposite side. Can you even do it that way? Does it work like that? Yeah, it's all interesting. I'm gonna do it from there to here, just to take a look at something. Yeah, even the other way it retested that golden pocket. And broke through the buy. All interesting. Let's take a look at the RSI. Oh. So, something I do have to share is that, like, confirming just another bull trap. It's still on the daily creating a bearish divergence, people. It's literally created a bearish divergence, very, very faintly, but it is. So these highs on the RSI is still higher than this point, and the high it's just done. Whereas price has gone higher. So let me just move the RSI a bit bigger so we can see. So I've pulled this RSI. As we pulled it up big, we could see this point, though not much. You can even see it if you check out the numbers on the right hand side. This tip is higher, slightly higher than this one and this one. So when price was trading at this level, at 20k, basically the RSI is higher than when it was trading at, what's this level, 34k, and still higher as it's trading at 61k. So that's really interesting. So the RSIs are higher, but no, the RSIs are showing lower, but the price has clearly gone higher. So that's just telling me it's another bearish divergence, and it's kind of like held onto it by a thread. It's held onto it by a thread. So this is also kind of confirming to me that volatility will come into the market. It's getting ready for sure to enter into this watery state of rebirth, of yeah, just volatility, because it needs to retest. It needs to, and it's showing a divergence. So don't be surprised if Bitcoin does retrace. Okay, and as I says, especially if you're looking to get into Bitcoin, I personally wouldn't buy at these prices. But I feel now's the perfect time to get ready. I feel the time is getting shorter and shorter as the cycles go on. But now's a perfect time to observe and to get ready and prepared. I still feel there is enough time as long as you're prepared. But that is what I'm seeing with Bitcoin. Let's just take a look at the candle formations. So this monthly candle, oh, wrong way. Straight line for the month of February. Straight line. And then we'll see how this March one goes. Will we get that retracement down, or will it just be silent until April? It's going to be interesting. But we had a monster candle. How high did that go? Let's measure it. In the month of Feb. Oh, wrong thing. Oh. Shift or control? Control. There we go. So we had 42%. 42% it stopped at, but it wicked up to 48. Interesting. That's super interesting, especially because, let's look on the W time frame. We went up quite a lot that month. So something Bitcoin often likes to do is a 40% retracement on times, and this is where it can look dramatic in the charts, and people just like, what's going on, you know? So a 40% from here is looking like that zone at where it topped out from. So getting back to that 37, which brings us, where does it bring us? Back into this parallel channel. And this is quite an interesting part because it's entered the dotted line in the parallel channel. So that would be interesting because, as you can see, when we broke into this parallel channel, we were being rejected. And then we fell below the middle line, the dotted line, and then we were getting rejected under the dotted line, rejected once after it broke through, and then rejected a couple times here. It then broke through, had a little dance and traded underneath it again. So it's like, if we were to get a 40% move, it would literally bring us to be trading along this dotted line, which I feel that would even be healthy. It doesn't even need to touch this one, like underneath. It could do, but it would still be healthy because we're trading and using this zone as our support instead of resistance, and we could even get a little wave under it and back over it and then continue trading up and out. That could be it, but a 40% correction would definitely be healthy in the market. Now, that from where it wicked to, that does bring us to the dotted line. If we were to like go to the candle wick, like where the candle actually closed at, that could bring us just under it. But I am keeping in mind this parallel channel for a potential retracement. I am keeping that in mind. Yeah. So it does look like we're kind of sloping a little bit here on the daily candles. The RSI on the daily is definitely more to the overbought side. If we were to cross under this yellow moving average, that could bring us down. But I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, we still do have a few days, don't we? We still do have a few days of this before we're fully in this new moon energy. So this period here, this Sunday and the Monday, is kind of like a transition period. So especially depending on the DXY, if that is ready to just go down a bit more, we could see one final spike up. That could be a potential. It could really just try and retest this and then come down again, because yeah, that's a potential if price wants to do that, but it may not. It may fully be rejected here before continuing down. Let's just take a look at smaller time frame. Okay, the MACD on the smaller time frame is definitely sloping more towards the downside. Can you see it's a bit squished? So it has been sloping to more of the downside, so that's interesting. SARS. See, look at the RSI. It's kind of like pointing up. So this is where I'm like, could price the RSI go up again just to retest the highs of this 70? That's a possibility, as it has been like overbrought here. Could price try to do that, which is just that little last movement up? It's a possibility. We'll confirm that with the DXY, but that is what I'm seeing with Bitcoin. Do let me know what you lot are seeing. I definitely feel a retracement is necessary when it comes to this. Like, it's going to be necessary. But even in price getting ready to find its resistance, even when we enter this new moon energy, that could try and pull it up that last bit before getting that clear rejection. So keep that in mind. It will definitely get clearer when we move on to the DXY. But look, people, I just have to show you. Like, what's moved across the board. Like, look, this is Floki. Floki came up in one of our GEMATRIA connections. Like, it was around about here. Was it October time? I believe. I feel it was October, because when it came up in the GEMATRIA connection, I was like, oh, let me just put a little bit in it and see. And then it done this. So don't sleep on them GEMATRIA connections. Definitely take a look back, and we'll probably do a recap of it. But we've had movements pretty much across the board. This is XPR. Oh, XPR has done interesting. It moved past a level where I said, if it can do this, then I'll pay more attention to it. So it's done that. But, oh, should we look at it? We'll probably see after. We've got, what's this one? H-bar. Similar move, a bit of an upward, but definitely like these smaller coins. Look at that SHIB as well. That's come up in a few GEMATRIA connections. Got Matic. Not quite a big movement in Matic. It's just been a bit more steady. Interesting. But yeah, let's get on to XRP. Oh, Ethereum. I don't go over Ethereum that much, but look at Ethereum. Quite nice too. Doing a similar thing to Bitcoin. I don't know. It just feels like, I don't know, with Bitcoin as well. I just wouldn't be surprised if we get that last little pull up. It wouldn't surprise me, just like, oh, where is it going? And then it just tops out, tries to retest that, creates a higher low, no, a lower high, and then it continues down. I just wouldn't be surprised if price does that. But let's get into our XRP on the hizzy. Sure, XRP. So it looks like XRP's broke out of that triangle that we had, and it's trading in a new triangle. The triangles even work, me no know. But XRP is interesting. Let's take a look at the larger time frames first on the candle. So we had a, how high did it go since it opened? Tapped out 16% and it reached 24% move in February. Interesting. And already it's done a little 5% move, 10% throughout the whole of March already. So XRP is moving quite calmly. I feel it's moving quite calmly. Why does this chart, oh, it's just not that, oh, because it's the monthly. Yeah, but that's looking okay, to be honest. We'll take a look at the triangle afterwards. With the RSI on the W time frame, I'm quite liking it. It's showing strength. Look at this head and shoulder. So we've got a lovely head and shoulder here. Did I notice this before? Was I like, oh, it looks like it's a head and shoulder. So that's one shoulder. Then we've got our head, and then we've got our other shoulder. This is like textbook Forex. This is head and shoulder. And did it do that move from the head to the shoulder? Did it do that from breakout? Pretty much, not all the way there, but it kind of semi-did. So, and as I said, if, especially if the DXY is ready to go down lower, and if crypto has this last little upward movement as it's pulled into the new moon before it's clearly rejected. So that's a possibility. Keep that in mind. That could just bring the RSI to this the last little leg of it. It could do that before retracing, and if it potentially retraces on the RSI, it's looking quite healthy. It didn't stay down here that long. What's price saying there? Is this a just looking at the RSI, you see, because the price is here, price came quite close to it, but it has made a higher low. It's made a higher low within the RSI, which is interesting, and obviously price is higher than where it was here, but it's come quite close to it. So is this a little bullish divergence? No, I don't think so. Could be, but anyways, so that's quite good. That's quite good that it has done this little head and shoulder pattern. Let's take a look at the MACD. So the MACD does seem as if it's flipping from the sold going into broad. That's interesting. XRP as Bitcoin. This is what I said, like if you're just looking at Bitcoin, it's probably best to just watch and observe it to see what it's doing. However, because Bitcoin, the liquidity falls into the altcoins when Bitcoin has done what it's doing, it's like some altcoins probably haven't done their interesting move yet. So it's kind of showing me, even if we're to get this little on the RSI, this retest back to the 50 before continuation, if we're to do that, so on a larger scale, if price has that little upward movement going into the new moon to get rejected, that rejection could bring us to retest the supports sometime in March on the RSI for then continuation. And for XRP, I feel that would be finally passing this 80 to 90 cents region. When it breaks through this, $1, XRP won't be hard to do. When it finally comes out of this thing, let's just go back down to the daily. And nice, so it literally broke out of this original triangle and it semi already retested it, so that's good. Again, we're getting that shoulder, head, interesting shoulder happening here. And yeah, it retested it, so interesting. Shall we pull a fib? Let's take a look at the line. So again, oh, unlike Bitcoin, this Uranus, the berry line, has crossed Venus already. It just needs to cross Neptune, and then we're in upward momentum, like 100%. RSI levels on the daily. So we are sloping on the MACD on the daily. We are in like the green territory. We are. And there's still a gap, so there could still be movement before cross happens. So kind of extra confirming that potential extra push up. With the RSI, though we did go to like a little bit overbought, sorry. If we turn around, just like here, we turned around, we could get more upward momentum. So just keep that in mind. That's what I'm seeing. I do want to redraw this triangle. I'm going to just add another one because I would like to see if it matches this, or can it match it. Not quite, a little, but not quite. As you can see, it does wick and touch it, kind of wicked above it. But I'm just wondering, if we are topped out here, could this be another triangle? But we don't know yet. I feel if we get a clear resistance off this level and come back down, then it could potentially be. But this just may be invisible, because we don't even have our next little trading cluster is here at 67. Because as you can see, price came to this zone, traded here for a little bit as well, and then on this side, looking to the left, as price broke through, it came back and retested this zone. So I feel this trend line's a little bit irrelevant, so we'll get rid of it for now. It's seeming more likely, even if we get a push up to this next zone, this 67 cents, 67 to 69, the most we could get is a retest of this triangle. If Bitcoin comes down and it pulls this down to it, with it, could it bring it back into this trading triangle? It's a possibility, but we just need to see where it's clearly getting rejected from, and we're not quite there yet, as the new moon needs to come in, this energy needs to come in for this cycle. So pay attention to where it gets rejected this cycle. But as I said, when it comes to XRP, and I said it in my last video, from where it is, even if it comes back and retests this and finds us a nice support sitting on the luminary moving averages, again, that would be fine and healthy. But it's not really much difference personally with where XRP could potentially go. It's not much difference where it is right now, unlike Bitcoin. But of course, if Bitcoin falls that low, it could bring this lower. It could, but we just need to see where it gets rejected from, because it's these like quick wicks that could still come in to just scare people away before continuation. So I do feel we've still got some moves more in these altcoins. But let's take a look at some of these thingamabobs. These thingamabobbies. So again, just like Bitcoin with the Bollinger Bands, it was super close to the red one. Could we come back down to retest the middle Bollinger Band at least? And there's a possibility of retesting the lower one. Yes, darling? No, there's no ice loss, sweetheart. There's no... Ask Uncle, go on. So, ice lows, not even warm. Does anyone else's children ask for ice lolls all the time? I was like, anyway, I don't know where the ice lolls came from. I thought they had all finished. But that could be a possibility anyway. We are close to the support of the Bollinger Band, and as you can see, like how price was going on here, it's just hitting it, gets rejected, and then it touches the lower one. So we're kind of in that again. Could it go up a bit higher, still on the Bollinger Band, just like Bitcoin, before coming back down to retest at least the middle one? So if it was to do that and go a little bit higher, this blue Bollinger Band would move up. Yes, go get one. Get a cup as well.
Mommy, I'm having the G.
Go on then. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So if price is to do that, it's like this Bollinger Band would. Let's just zoom in. It's a bit far. This Bollinger Band would be its support for it to retest this zone, its last little breakout zone. Anyway, even if it just comes back down to retest the blue one and not the grey, and the grey could just catch up. That's a possibility. Just take a look at some of these moving averages. Oh, look at that. So look at that. You know, because the 200 was above price, so this video we last looked at it and price was below the 200 moving averages, EMA, estimated moving average. It was below it, and because of that I was like, oh, that could push it down just to retest this level, especially because we were in the full moon energy. But what price obviously done was jump above it, because obviously it's getting ready to just use it as its support. So I find it interesting that it literally wicked down and touched the 8. What would be good to see for more continuation or healthy is when the 200 crosses the 55. That would be good to see for more continuation. But they're looking quite healthy for a pretty interesting move for XRP. And again, it touched these ones quite nicely, and we're getting the two 200 moving averages, so the two green ones are crossing over as well. So that's interesting, super interesting. Let's just hide that one. And yeah, this 200 is crossing over the EMAs. It's getting back underneath it instead of above it, as we had this downward momentum. So it's looking semi-healthy. I feel we've still got some moves in XRP coming, personally. Let me show you the moons. So as you can see, the full moon was here, and that price found its bottom. It's getting ready to move up. So where will this new moon come in? When is it? 8th? When is it? 10th of March. So here it will come in on this day, the 10th of March. So we'll see where price gets rejected. Will we get rejected at that 70, or will we just trade here and get rejected here? We'll see. But it's wherever that gets rejected from, and it pulls the price down. If we get rejected higher, it wouldn't surprise me if we come back and retest between this zone, between 58 to 60 cents. And XRP equals 50 cents, equals 58 in GEMATRIA, as well as Kelita. So interesting. Let's just pull on the fibs, and we're going to take a look at Flare and then the DXY. Is anyone in Flare? Oh, and if you'd like me to look at any coins, just comment, leave a comment in the, not the live chat, in the actual comment section, and we'll do it for the next video. I pre-record these, you see, so I do need to know in advance. So just pulling it from this swing low to this swing high. Again, it's like XRP was in just an amazing buy-in place there. And that's why I say from here, 51 to 61, a 10 cents difference. I know it would make a difference because, of course, every dollar or every pound you could get an extra one. But compared to where it's ready to go, I still feel it just makes a little difference. even if there is a retracement, it's just like hodl until it's time to no longer hodl until it's time to waddle. You see me? But I really love how this was in an amazing buying opportunity with the 8.888 fib, and then it was getting a little rejection off the golden fib. What's it called? The golden ratio. Got rejected here and again before breaking through. Came back in it, traded in it, found it as its support, and then broke through. So it's quite a healthy movement that it done, to be honest. And we do have the 0.5 fib here, which sits on this trend line exactly where it kind of last broke out of. So again, it did semi get close to retesting it. If we do have further retests on this level, it just wouldn't surprise me. Not really. I would like to pull it a bit larger, and then we're going to do it in the opposite way. So I've just done it. I thought that was the larger part. I'm doing it on just all of this here. Okay, this whole triangle, but I'm doing it from this swing low here to this swing high. And as you can see, as I was saying, it's like I wanted it a bit longer, but it's fine. It's literally within the golden pocket. It's literally within the golden pocket. So when it comes to what's it called, the long term of it, and look, it's still in this parallel channel, or it broke out of this parallel channel, which is interesting because this is quite an important parallel channel, this whole blue thing, and it actually broke out of it and it's sitting on top of it right now. So this wick down could have well have been the retest. It could have just wicked, but price made one to stay on top of the parallel channel. As you can see, it traded above it here, a few wicks into it, but it found it as its support. So I'm going to be paying attention to how it's treating this parallel channel, especially because right now we're in the golden pocket. So it's still just like, this is even better time to buy below this. In it, still even better, but it's still okay at this point, because once it breaks through the golden pocket, this is why it's like reaching $1 XRP shouldn't be a problem once it breaks through this golden pocket and just moves up. Bitcoin done was it a 40% move? What did Bitcoin do? Let's take a look. I know they move differently, but we'll see. It done from its parallel channel. Yeah, 48. So imagine, let's just play with this. Let's just play. Oh, so messy. So here was probably like that lower part in Bitcoin, and then it traded there a bit, and I done it from here with Bitcoin. So we'll do it from here with XRP as well. Let's just hide all this because it's a little bit messy. So we will do it from here. So these are just estimates, not exact. If it's to do a 40, it was 48, wasn't it? 48% move for XRP would bring it just above where it fully traded at last time. With XRP moves like XRP likes to move, this could... What is that? I just need to see where it goes. It done a 100% move. It did, and that was a wick though. Where did it stop out at? You just go up. I can't see it properly. Let's just zoom in. Okay, so the whole candle was a 100% move, but just from where it closed, where it opened and closed, it was a 72% move. So it's kind of like, what's going on? There we go. So even if we do from here, a 70% move brings us just under $1. It literally brings us just under $1. And if it's ready to do a 99 to 100% move, and I'm not doing it from where it is now, so if it wants to break out from, oh, white laptop, oh, please, please. Okay, so 99 to 100% moves brings us to $1.17. $1.17. And it's interesting because when confirmation yield, but when XRP was trading here and I anticipated it breaking to the upside, not the downside like it likes to do, I saw it could be reaching the dollar region, and there may be some extra crazy wick up to like 120. So that's interesting if it is to do a move like that. That'll be super interesting. But do keep in mind, if XRP is even to come back down from $1, just being conservative, if it's to come back down from $1, XRP likes to retrace 80 to 90, sometimes 94%. It literally likes to retrace down to where it broke out from. So it's like, okay, that's super low. That would bring us lower if it only reaches $1. So if it reaches more the higher side, we'll just do $1.12 for now. If it does that and has its wonderful 90% correction, oh gosh, will it do that? If it does that, that'll be brutal. Why isn't it moving anymore? Sorry people, my laptop's just being a bit gay. Oh, it's because it's gone on to the RSI. I don't know, but look what it did here. You see how it broke out and then literally price come back over 100%. So yeah, so it's just going to be interesting. As Bitcoin officially tops out, we'll get even more movements possibly in the altcoins. Excuse me. But depending how much... Oh, the mic fell. Depending how much Bitcoin retraces depends how deep of a correction it will bring the rest of the altcoins. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. But if we are to have a breakout... I'm seeing $1 right now on this move. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Could we get rejected at the new moon just on this level, have our nice retest, and then we move up into it? Or will it blow people's faces off, mine included, and just say, no, I'm going to it now. I'm doing it now. We get our new moon energy. It's pulled it up this high because it is in Virgo. No, Aquarius. It is in Aquarius to bring about sudden change. So I'm not gonna... we'll see. As best I can say is we will see. I've already got the fib, haven't I? So yeah, we're still in an amazing buying place. Oh, sorry, let's delete that. Let's delete the other one. I'm just going to draw the fib the other way, and we'll take a quick look at the smaller time frames for the candles, and then we'll check flare out and then the DXY. So I did this in the last video, didn't I? I was like, oh, if it's to do that, could that bring us, to our all-time highs? So when it's ready to just fill out these fibs in the bullish way, the bullish version, I feel it's just reaching us to our all-time highs. And again, at this zone, when price, even if someone's like, oh, I'm a little bit, like, when do I, oh, this mic keeps falling, like, when do I put in, blah, blah, don't know what to do. If you just pull your fib, this mic, confirmation, I guess. If you pull your fib tool out, and you see price on this version entering into the golden pocket, it's like that's your next best bet, really. And especially this buy-in zone here, if you don't trust these opportunities. But of course, buy low, sell high. Anyway, let's just take a smaller look on some of the smaller time frames, and we'll take a quick look at flare. So yeah, this literally just retested on the 4-hour Uranus nicely, but Uranus and that are still above Saturn on the small time frame. Let's take a look at the RSI. Okay, it's going to be interesting. RSI seems like it could get rejected off this level to then come back down. So we'll see how, if price can manage to get above here, and I feel it all depends on the DXY, really. So we will see that. I'm either seeing, as I says, price will just range for Bitcoin and XRP, will range about the price it's at, get rejected when the new moon energy comes in, as that is its resistance, before coming back down to either retest this for XRP, may wick down and retest this dotted line in the Bollinger Band, or even the lower point. That's a possibility. Or it pulls it up a bit higher going into the new moon, gets rejected a bit higher, and comes back and retests the outside of this Bollinger Band, this parallel channel. So that's what I'm seeing. Let's just take a quick look at flare. So interesting. This has literally been around for a year. Is this the flare token? Someone says to do the fibs on it, so we'll do the fibs. But obviously we're up here quite a lot. Oh gosh, I don't even know. Could we go retest this point before getting rejected lower? So this is why I'm like, these last laws in the crypto market, get everyone excited, feel like they're missing out, get them involved, crush their spirits, and then there's a good opportunity that comes. Oh, this game is hilarious. The MACD seems like it's getting ready to cross. I don't know, could we be getting a good retracement here? Off the get-go, this looks like a cup and handle. It looks like it's getting ready to create a cup and handle. It may not, but we'll see. We've got the cup. And then could it begin to create this little handle? So this handle and then continuation to the upside. So this handle could be the retracement, especially if Bitcoin's to do that. If Bitcoin retraces back, it will pull pretty much the rest of the market with it. So that's a possibility. Keep that in mind. But it looks like it's getting ready to create a cup and handle pattern. Just delete you. Why won't it delete? Am I not clicking on it? Clicked it, delete. No, it's not doing it. I don't understand. I don't understand. So just to put some charts on, you'll see how I chart things up. I like to do it on the line first because it's just a bit clearer. So this is clearly a zone, as I don't know, did it come out in January last year, or is this just the Qcoin chart? There may be some charts with more data, but since its inception anyway, on this chart, this was its little support. We broke through it, came up above it for a bit, but then we got rejected off it, and it was our resistance. We then traded just below it before breaking through. So just on this alone, it seems like this level, is that 3 cents? 3 cents basically would be a healthy level to retest anyway. Could it go lower? We do have another zone around about here ish. Round about there ish, because price came close to it, it broke below it, and then found this little resistance there before breaking through. And then of course, I'm only drawing these lines because it could re-enter it. It's a possibility. That's definitely more clearer, as price broke through, got rejected off it, was its resistance, broke through, and it became its support quite quickly before going through these levels. And obviously where it's at now, there is actually one round about here. So it's sitting on a support right now. It's sitting on a support pretty much right now, and it depends if it will hold that or break below it. If it breaks below it, it could clearly easily come back to this zone, and ultimately it's just seeing what it's doing. But again, 3 cents, 4 cents, is there much difference? But let's pull a fib. So I'm going to do this swing low to this swing high. So where it's at right now, obviously back in the end of the year, it was an amazing buying opportunity, as it was 1 cent. Ooh, so yeah, it was 1 cent. It was under the 888, traded in it, and look how it was its support, became its resistance literally for a little while, and then it was like this amazing buying opportunity. Was within the golden pocket, and then it broke through. So again, this potential retest of even the 0.5 wouldn't be scary, because as you can see, did I draw a line here? Is that just the blue line? There is one here with the actual candle wicks. So with the candle wicks, price wick down to there, and even though we had this wick down, it traded here for a little bit. So, and it traded, we've got a trading cluster on this side, so even retesting that would be fine. And of course, a retest to the golden pocket is great anyway. So between 2 cents, I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know why. Let's switch the fib around and pull it the other way. So that's swing high to this swing low. So looking at it on the flip side, it literally just traded through the golden pocket. So again, how low it could retrace down to, we'll see. It could retrace down to the top side of the golden pocket or to the lower side of it, creating more of that handle formation, especially if it cannot hold this zone. But we are still at a good buy-in place. Where do you get flare from? Flare token. So let's just see on that breakout. Now it hasn't done like a parabolic move as such as other cryptos. Is this a... It's not an airdrop, is it? I'm not sure. But it hasn't done it. You know how you see in some cryptos you've got this big parabolic move? It does seem a bit more steady in that nature. So could it reach these highs of between 16 to 19 cents? That's a possibility. Do let me know your thoughts. But that's kind of what I'm seeing for it. Flare. It's not got a lot of chart data, but let's take a look at the DXY to see how things are going. And yeah, let's take a look. When it wants to load. You know, I've started drinking okra water. I don't know why I say it like that, okra, but okra water, okra. And it's lovely. It turns slimy, but I like the slime because it reminds me of something tasty. So, the DXY, it went lower. I'm still seeing this target coming in at some random point. Or could it not? Could we just be creating this a higher low? Will she? We'll see. But it went lower, and of course that's why crypto and everything went higher. In the last cycle it came back to fully retest this zone quite clearly. Yeah, it came back to retest this zone. But has it found support off this zone? Has it done? From whence it broke out, it retested it a little, came back down, retested it more. But are we getting rejected off of this level now? Would price want to come back down to here? If price does, and if that's a possibility, if it's a clear rejection, then this is where we'll get that last little leg up into the market. And as you can see, it finished going down anyway. It finished going down. So we're either getting this rejection here, or when the market opens at 10 p.m. tonight, GMT, when it opens up, is that a clear retest of support to then continue up? So we have to see how it plays out personally. Let's just take a look at some of these other things. Okay, so looking on the RSI on the daily, it does seem as if we were getting clearly rejected and we may want to take a leg lower. So this is telling me the 103 level and zone. So confirmation of price as the new cycle opens up, adding extra FOMO into the market, because why not put so much FOMO in as much as possible before, as we're entering into this no moon, new moon energy, to get rejected and find our resistance. It wouldn't surprise me. It does seem as if it's getting ready to retest down to here. So this is telling me a little bit more upward movement in the crypto market, potentially upward movement in gold, and pairs going against the dollar. So keep that in mind. Just had to stretch a little then. But yeah, that's semi what I'm seeing. It seems like it's a bit more down than up. And if we get a lovely support structure here, that's when we could finalize this move to create this double top. This nice double top before it comes back lower as crypto's making its way up into new highs. So again, on a W time frame, with the RSI, this could be just wanting to come back down just to retest this zone. Let's just take a look at the monthly candle. Ooh, on the monthly, the RSI, it looks like it's just getting ready to turn and go down. It really looks like that. So that's why I just don't feel this happening for long. This retracement will just be that little upward movement in the dollar for Bitcoin and everything to retrace back down to get its structural support, but I do feel on the larger time frame this has legs to go down. Should we keep that in mind? Let's just take a look on the 4-hour. Again, RSI wise, it may just try to retest this zone again before getting rejected and coming back down. That's a possibility. But I'm seeing this zone. We broke through here on the 4-hour. We did break through, and then now it's clearly our resistance level. We're continually getting resistance, so it's would be good for it to find its supports. So as I said, that could be that extra upward momentum possibly in the crypto market as it retests here. And if it can find its support on this level to then continue to the upside, that would be when we're seeing the retracements in the crypto market. But let's just take a look at the moving averages and then we'll close. You okay? Yes, oh, okay. So I thought I saw this before here. I was like, we were trading within it. So we're still trading within these luminary moving averages. But what was it on the daily? Yep, so even on the daily, we're trading in between them. So again, extra confirmation, this could just bring us down to gain support off of the bottom luminary moving averages. Let's take a look at this. Right, so the 200 is above the 55, but price right now is underneath the 8. So I don't know, you know how XRP jumped through it? Could this just jump below it, get support off the 55, or will it trade and just stay sideways and find its support on it? We'll just have to obviously wait and see. And they're kind of coiling up here. They're kind of coiling up with the EMAs. So I don't know, I feel that coiling up and getting close together in price, pretty much wedged in between them, could be the thing to push it lower. And then it's underneath them rather than above them. So do keep that in mind. Yeah, keep that in mind. That's kind of what I'm seeing for the dollar. I feel that, what's these Bollinger Bands saying? Okay, so we're closer to the lower end of the Bollinger Band. But we're underneath the middle band. So I am seeing the dollar being quite weak this cycle, personally. I'm seeing it being a bit more weak, which I feel it just fits into the narrative of volatility coming into the market. Because if the dollar's weak, it's going to, especially as price enters into, as we summarize, enters into this no moon, new moon energy from Tuesday, with the added volatility coming in, it's like we could well be seeing that a low in the dollar, because crypto could potentially push up a bit higher. And as I says, especially if Bitcoin does that, just that little bit more to get this clear resistance level coming in. If Bitcoin does that, goes up a bit more, be prepared for a deeper correction, because it will need to retest at some point in its life. It's going to need to do it, and that would be healthy. If it doesn't do it, then it won't be healthy for the crypto market, as when it does correct, it will just tear everything else down with it. So yeah, I'm seeing the dollar weaker, as we could potentially get that last FOMO within the market. before they scare people out and just mess with their emotions, and noise possibly happens on the world stage as we are officially in the new year of 2024. So with that being said, this was Crypto Angles podcast number 49. What's 4 and 9? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So yeah, I'm seeing volatility, I'm seeing more FOMO, but I'm also seeing great opportunities. So now's the best time to be prepared, to have your plan, not just entering in, but also knowing when you're going to enter out. And yeah, but with that being said, do let me know if you like this detailed analysis of anything. Do grab the calendar if you would like to support. You can also support by simply liking and commenting on this video. I do offer birth chart readings too. That's all in alignment with the visible sky. But be safe out there, people. Do not FOMO. And be prepared. But with that being said, I'll see you in the next video. Angel out. Bye.